Welcome to the eQuip Program Yarning Circle. Let me start by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land upon which we are virtually meeting on. I'm Micro-Credentialing Country in Mianjin, Brisbane. May we pay respects to their people, families, elders, and communities. We also acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are listening in to our Yarning Circle today. The eQuip program is powered by tagaimc consultants and supported by Central Queensland University as part of the Creative Business Champions program. The Creative Business Champions program is supported by the Regional Arts Services Network, an initiative of the Queensland Government through Arts Queensland. The eQuip program is designed to provide culturally contextualised entrepreneurial and business support to build on the resilience and sustainability of Queensland Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander creative and performing arts businesses. eQuip will harness the expertise of the Creative Business Champions program capability and other creative and performing arts business support organisations and subject matter experts. During the program, the Yarning Circle is an opportunity for brothers and sisters who are part of the eQuip community of practice to share their knowledge, experience, and information for the benefit of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in the creative and performing arts sector to provide business support and capability building. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Linda Lorenza here today to talk about the Micro-Credentialing program. Linda, how are you doing today?
I'm really well, thanks, Brianna. How are you going?
Yeah, fantastic. I'm very excited for you to talk about Micro-Credentialing program and how beneficial it'll be for the people who are viewing this video. So thank you so much for coming in today.
My pleasure.
Now, can you tell us about your role within Central Queensland University and tell us a bit more about the Micro-Credentialing program?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really lucky. I get to do quite a few things at the university. I'm a lecturer in the theatre degree that's at the Mackay campus.
Wow.
I'm also a researcher, and one of my sort of focus areas is the arts and applied arts.
Right.
So I'm part of the Creative Business Champions research team. And it's within this particular project that we're doing the micro-credentials. Micro-credentials is a very fancy technical word, but what it actually means is it's a short course that you can do by yourself that you can access online.
Fantastic. Now, are you able to take us through one of the micro-credentials for us, just so we can have a better understanding as to what the program is?
Yeah, I'd love to. So we've actually got 4. I'll share my screen, and this is one of them that's called Designing Your Creative Business. And Brianna, if you think of anything that I haven't flagged on the way through, please let me know.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay. Oh, can you see that?
Yes.
Great, okay. All right, so when you go into the platform and get into the course, this is what it looks like. And this first course is Designing Your Creative Business. And you can see just under there, it says roughly how long it will take you to do the course, yeah? And you can click Start, and it takes you to our first page, which is the Acknowledgement of Country.
Wonderful.
And at the bottom of each page, you can put a little tag for yourself. So you can say, yep, got it, fine with all of that. You can say revisit, so it'll remind you to go back, or you can even write a comment and provide some feedback.
Wonderful.
So you might want to put a comment there, yeah? Then you follow the arrow down to the next page, and this tells you about this short course. So the Creative Business Online Short Course is to help build knowledge, skills and capability in small businesses in Queensland, in the arts, of course. And this will give you some tips and some training in how to set yourself up as a small business.
Awesome.
And so there are learning outcomes on the introduction page for each course. And so here we've got 2 things: identify arts business structures and identify core elements of a strategic arts business plan. And hopefully by the time you've been through the course, you'll find those things. At the beginning of each of the micro-credentials, we've got a little introductory video, and I'll just play this. It's really short, but with Ant McKenna and Alex McCallum from the CBC mentorship team.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Ant McKenna, and I'm a musician and a creative industry development worker. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a writer, performer, and facilitator.
And did you know that as a creative, you're already a business?
You might not think about yourself as a business, but by using business thinking, you can get paid more often to do the work you love. And it also helps you to prioritize different areas of your practice.
So in this micro-credential, we're going to unpack business structures, strategic planning, and the why and when of an ABN.
Awesome.
So just a great little introduction and a really nice way to come into the micro-credential. One of the things we wanted to do with these is make sure that they felt personal to the Creative Business Champion mentees who are taking part this year.
Right.
So these are the people that have been involved, and of course it's supported by Regional Arts Services Network. All of the courses align to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
And again, got it, revisit or comment. Now, what we've put at the beginning of each of these, I've already done it, I don't know if it'll let me do it again, but is a pre-poll survey. And it's just a couple of really short questions for you to indicate how much you know or how confident you feel with things that are in the course. So it's got, am I confident to get myself an ABN? Am I confident to do this? And it's just a gauge at the beginning. What happens is then at the end of the course, we ask you the same questions. And hopefully what you find and then what we'll hear and see is that the course has helped you to develop those knowledge and skills that are in that particular course.
Wonderful.
There are some suggestions here on how to set up your self-paced learning. So, you know, have a read of that. And the point of these micro-credentials is that they're flexible and that you do it when it suits you. You know, if you're someone who loves to get up at 3 a.m. and read for an hour, maybe that's when you want to be doing some of these things. But of course, if you're like me, no, I like to do my reading and my thinking when the sun's up.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, you know, there are some suggestions here about what you can do. And it is all broken into topics and little modules that you can see on the left menu here. So you can just do a little bit at a time and then come back and do it again.
Lorinda, can I ask something real quickly?
Yeah.
Is there a level of digital literacy that our mentees require for this program, or do you assist people that may not have the level of digital literacy for the program?
That's a great question. I guess there is a sort of an assumption that if you can log into the course, that then you'll just be able to follow the things that you click on the way through.
Okay.
There is a little chatbot guide down here in the corner. I don't know if you can see him with the little bubble. Yeah, so you can click on that and ask him. But I'm hoping that the way we've set these up is that it's quite clear that you know, indicate how you feel about each thing, and then you click the arrow to go on to the next page.
Okay, thank you.
But great question, Brianna, and certainly I'm very keen and the team's very keen to know how people find working with this. And if people find that there's a problem getting into it, yeah, we want to know straight away.
Awesome.
Yeah. So at the end of the module, you do a 10-question multiple choice assessment, and that's based on the content that you've been through. So the other thing that you can do when you get to that assessment, if you start, you can look at the questions first, and if you go, oh, actually, I'm not so good on that one about strategic business plans, you can get out of the assessment and go back and have another look at the material in that section. Because these micro-credentials are really about helping you develop the skills that you want and need. There may be things in here that you go, oh, yeah, I know that bit. So you can skip it.
Okay.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's just have a look at the module 1. So again, each of the modules says how long it is. So this says 1 hour and 4 minutes. And jump into the start. So there's a little introduction for each module. So in this module, we explore how you set yourself up as a business. We look at the why and when of acquiring an ABN, organising your business and domain names, as well as exploring the differences between operating as a sole trader or operating as a company. So, we really try to step through it. And then we look at, well, is my arts practice actually a business? Because I think often we that's what we do and that's what we love, but we don't think of it as a business.
Exactly, yeah.
So, it's really great to get this advice from the Creative Business Champions mentors and from other people, who help us to see that actually what I do is a business,
Yeah.
I guess that just business sounds like such a formal word. You don't think about it when you're doing something you love.
Yeah.
So now my computer doesn't want to scroll down. There we go. I'll go for the push the arrow button. So how can I use business structures or plans to help me make more art? And here Stu Waters starts thinking about these ideas, and it's a little video with him that's about 2 minutes long,
right,
talking through what a sole trader is. And what we have is, after you've watched the video, we give you clues or guidance as to what to reflect on and to think about. It's great when you do this to have a notepad and just make some notes on the way through, because that will help you sort of put together your thoughts and your ideas for what you want to do with your business.
Wonderful.
And again, got it, revisit. So we'll just jump into this next bit. So this is all about what is an ABN. So we have a little bit of a description up here. ABN stands for Australian Business Number. It's a unique 11-digit number. Yeah. But then what we've done is we've found some really good videos that explain these things. It's always helpful to hear someone talk about it. And of course you can stop and start the videos, you can go back and watch them again, and and then again a reflection point after you've watched the video.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and got it, revisit, and comment so then the next screen is going, well, how do I get an ABN? So if you are at that point where you're going, okay, I'm going to set myself up as a business, so I need to get this Australian business number. So this video tells you what to do and how to get it. And then we've also got here in the resources the links. And so each thing that has the underline, if you click on it, it takes you to that page. Yeah. So it's got the information here on update your ABN details, or over here, apply for an ABN. So the Australian government website for the Australian Business Register is really helpful.
Yeah.
And what we've done in the micro-credential is put links to that for each step of the learning. Yeah.
Right.
So, and then as you step through, we learn about what you need to get your business started, and some high energy clips here about the things that you need to do. And then there's a little test to go, okay, so what are the 4 things you need? And so, of course, we've got here your tax, and then hopefully you've picked up in the video what the rest of that phrase is.
Right.
And you click on that, and then you can check, and it will show you at the end if you've got those answers right.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So would you like me to keep going through that, or to just jump into the next module so you can see the 2 modules that are in here?
I'd say the next module that would be good. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So what you can do over here is jump over to module 2. So this is about doing the strategic business plan. Again, it tells you how long the actual module will take you to do. And so you can break it into little pieces. So we've got the introduction that tells us what we're learning about in this module. So the essential step for setting up and maintaining your creative business. And there are activities here that are planning activities. And the idea is that you actually base them on what you're doing. So you're actually doing your business plan as you do the online course, the micro.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's really helpful. Then it goes on to why plan. So here we have a little mind map that talks about the different things that you need on the way through so that you're all set up. And if you click on any of those little magnifying glasses, then they give you the short description of what that thing is.
Wow.
Your action plan and so on, and your profile back at the beginning here. Summary of your business, market goals, and why your business is different from others. So that takes you through. But you can also look at that as text. So if you click on the dark blue link there, it gives you the same description, you know, especially if you like to follow a list through, or looking at the diagram and then reading again helps you to remember it. Yeah. And then we go into preparing for developing a strategic business plan. So what we have here is a career plan form. So it's a self-evaluation. So this is helping you to think about, what is my business? How do I put it together? So it starts off with, what are you passionate about? What motivates you and what do you value? And then your strengths and 3 things that you're really good at doing. And another good question here is, what's your ideal employment situation and work environment? Because you might really like working outside, or you might like working at night. You might like working with other people, or you might like being in a really quiet space. So it's good to think of all of those things. So that's the career plan that takes you through all of these steps. And what you can do is you can export a copy. So that's at the end of it. Or if you prefer, click on the link and you can download the Word document and fill it in as a separate document that you can keep for yourself. Yeah. So all of these things that you fill in, you know, ideas and right thoughts, you can export, or you can do it as a separate document. And we really encourage you to keep those because they just help you so much in planning out what you're going to do.
Right.
But the next activity after the career plan is the business plan. So this is taking that next step into, what am I doing to set myself up as a business? Right. Yeah. And it's got all of these steps that you fill in again. So, you know, if you've gone through in the module 1 and got your ABN, then of course you can put that in here. And so you can keep filling in all of these details. And again, it's got the option to download the template, and then you can keep your own copy, or at the end you can export what you've done, because sometimes it is really cool filling it in online, and then when you push export and you get this whole thing, and you're like, wow, look at all those thoughts I've put down. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Linda, can I ask, if you are, say for example, if you are a new starting First Nations artist, would you think that the micro-credentialing program would be a good place to start?
Yeah, I think it would be really helpful, and especially if you've got some other people to talk to, or a mentor,
yes,
you know, or even someone who's been through that experience, you can ask them some questions and get some advice on, you know, what to do next and that sort of thing. But what we've done with these micro-credential courses is we've developed them on the advice that we've had from the mentors, from what they have discovered and discussed with the mentees that they've each had. So, wonderful. You know, we're really hoping that these are, you know, structured in a really useful way and that they're really helpful to people.
Right, thank you.
My pleasure. So when you get to the end of the module, then that's when you get to the assessment that I mentioned at the beginning. And I'll just show you so you can see what it looks like.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just goes through really obvious question 1, and you've got some options there. And it'll tell you it'll say select multiple if more than one of those responses answers the question. Yeah.
Right.
And you've got little quiz navigation over here to help you go through and double check, or if you skip a question and then you want to go back to it. Yeah. And then when you finish, we really want to know how you feel about what you learned.
Wow.
So here we've got, I can now identify arts business structures, and you can say, oh, maybe some of the time, whereas at the beginning I didn't know at all. You know, core elements of a strategic business plan. You might say, well, some of the time, because this might be the first one that you've ever looked at. Or you might go, yeah, I really get it. And you can say always. And then you can talk about, I found this micro-credential to be easy. But of course, if it wasn't easy to navigate, then say not very often or rarely.
Yeah.
Because that information is going to help us understand what people find useful in the micro-credentials and easy to access, and what needs to be reconsidered. So this feedback is so helpful to us. Yeah, and then when you get through all that, if you want to, you can watch this little video and it shows you how to get your digital badge.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Linda, for helping us go through the micro-credentialing process. But talking a little bit more about the micro-credentials, can you tell us about some of the opportunities that can come from doing these micro-credentialing programs?
Yeah, well, I think one of the opportunities is it will really help you to get your artwork and your practice further out and for people to know about it, because along the way in the micro-credentials you can then set yourself up as a business, and in the following units, particularly the arts marketing mix, it helps you in terms of setting up your website and working out, you know, what your they use this term a lot in marketing, what your brand is.
Right.
And that still links back to where you've done your career plan and your business strategy, because it's what are your values, you know, what are you passionate about, and what is different about your arts practice.
Yes, right. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, I was wondering, since we were talking about how to log into the program, is it a simple process or is there a waiting list? What's the process there?
Look, for the people coming in through the eQuip program, then I think they will either be given an automatic login through eQuip or a code to log into the micro-credentials. Yeah, so it should be pretty easy.
So if they are not a mentee to begin with, is there a process through there, or do they have to become a mentee?
Look, my understanding, Brianna, at this stage is that everyone who's having a look at this first draft of the micro-credentials is a mentee.
Okay.
So that we get that sort of first round of feedback and information and experience from the people that are taking part in the creative business program. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, what are 3 top tips that you can give for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander creative and performing arts sector to take away from this yarn?
Yeah, really good question. It's like, oh, if I could, 3 things. Look, I think the first thing is take a look at the micro-credentials but think about it from your perspective. What is it that they offer that's useful to you? And as I said, it might not be every bit in a micro-credential. There might be key things. So focus on those. And then the second thing is your advice about what is helpful to you is helpful to us.
Right.
So these are, if you like, the sort of the test run micro-credentials. So everyone who's taking a look and having a go at these first ones is actually helping us to work out what needs to be in them. So do not hesitate to do those evaluation surveys at the beginning and the end, and put any comments on the way through. And then when you get together, you know, for a yarn as a group, definitely share what you found, you know. And we want to hear the good things as well as the things that don't work for you.
Yes.
There's no point having something that, you know, isn't helpful. And the third thing is that, yeah, you might find that some of the business type skills are just not for you. You're just like, no, just don't want to be doing that. And that's fine, because what you can do is find someone else to outsource that to. Right. There'll be someone else who's really good at that. So ask them to step in and do that part of it. I think it's really important, you know, for artists to not feel overwhelmed by all the business side of things so that it interferes with the art making.
Wonderful. Well, if our viewers today wanted to get further information about the program, where can they go?
Well, I mean, at this stage, I think the best place would be to come to you and to Julianne at the eQuip site and through Tagai. And then once we get further down the track, there will be more contact information available directly through the University Be Different platform.
Fantastic. Well, just wanted to say the process of how to get into the program.
Yeah, please.
So for our viewers today, to get into the program, if you go into our eQuip private Facebook group. There is a tab that says guides, and they have a list of all the units that are provided to us for the micro-credentialing program. And through that, you should have a link to take you to the program if you're interested in a certain unit. But thank you today, Linda, for being a part of our community of practice yarning circle. Your advice has been amazing, and I'm sure that our viewers today would have taken something away from the about the micro-credentialing program. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Brianna. It's really great opportunity. Much appreciated.
Wonderful. Let us finish where we started by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land upon which we are all on, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. I also extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today watching this video. If you're an Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander in creative and performing arts in Queensland, contact us and be a part of the program. We would love to have you on board. So please click on the link below in the description if you are interested. Once again, I'd like to to Linda for joining us for our deadly answer today, and to everyone watching, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow the TMC YouTube page for more eQuip content. Have a safe and deadly day.